morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are in the world. My name is Hanan Mohammed Nasif, and I'm 13 years old from the Maldives. I'm a youth ambassador of GPI.
Hi everyone, I'm Naisha Rajani. I live in Dubai and I'm Peace Ambassador of the Global Peace Institute.
Great, so this is the fifth episode of the Girls Peace Talk series. This is a talk show where we talk about the issues faced by girls, particularly the taboo issues faced by girls, which are food for thought, and the solutions we can take to solve them. The reason why this talk show series is important is because I believe that girls should have a platform where they can talk about their issues and the solutions that can be taken to solve them.
The theme of today's episode is societal barriers and expectations that society has from girls. So I'm going to start us off with a very interesting phenomenon. So if anyone's ever noticed, at the age of 8 to 9, girls are confident and sassy, and if we see them 3 years later, in middle school, we can notice how low their self-esteem has dropped. We can see how not confident they are, how insecure they've become. And now you might be asking, how does something so drastically change in 3 years? Well, this happens because of society and society's expectations from girls. Society has a lot of expectations, and I'm going to start off with appearance. So let's talk about what society expects from girls in terms of appearance. Let's start with face. Society has high standards for how girls should look. Isn't that right, Aishat?
Yeah, they do.
Exactly. And they make this very clear, and soon girls stop feeling as if they're inadequate, they're ugly, they start hating their reflections in the mirrors, and soon they start using makeup to cover themselves up. So makeup was designed to be something that enhances your already there features, not to hide them or cover them up, right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, when you come to Maldives, if you're a student here in the Maldives and if you go to some event like National Day to school, you'd see a lot of students wearing makeup and all. And when I ask them why they actually prefer wearing makeup, they tell me, I don't like the way I look. I just want to hide the way I look. I want to impress people with my beauty with makeup.
Exactly. So they don't believe in their natural beauty anymore. Let's talk about clothing. So girls need to find a balance in clothing. If the clothes are more on the revealing side, society has some really nice choice words and names that girls are branded with. And if they're more on the covered side, then well, society awards girls with names like prissy and prim and prude and God knows what. So every time girls walk down hallways in school or somewhere down the street going to a cafe, they are judged all the time. They are judged, harassed, and now because of social media, girls are cyberbullied. There are comments on their posts, and so they start using filters to hide their natural face. And I mean, clothing is not all. Let's talk about the most important aspect of a girl's appearance: figure. Girls are supposed to have the perfect hourglass figure by society. And if they don't, if they're too fat, too thin, they are shunned by society. They're completely discriminated. They're not accepted in the friends group. I mean, haven't you seen that, Aisha? Like girls not being accepted.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. I mean, some people may not directly say that to you here in the Maldives. From my experience, I mean, like my friend's experience, I'll tell you. They don't say directly to you that, oh my God, you're so fat, you're so thin, you don't have any curves or anything. But by the way that they look at you, then you feel like, oh my God, I'm out of the group.
Exactly. I mean, so again, society makes girls feel that they are not enough. They don't look beautiful. And girls take severe steps. I mean, society hurls insults and comments and judgments at girls, and that's as easy as throwing a rock in the ocean. Now, do you know how deep that rock goes? Does the society understand what the consequences of such comments are? Now, if I'm talking about weight in particular, society holds insults and judgments and comments at girls, and that's as easy as throwing a rock in the ocean. But does the society realize how deep that rock goes? What are the consequences of such comments? Let's talk about weight in particular. Teenage girls from the age of 13 to 18 are driven to follow severe diet plans and go on workouts, even though that is not required and unhealthy in some cases, because they're obsessed with weight. And it's because that they feel pressured and obligated to fulfill such expectations. Have you heard of the disorder called anorexia nervosa, Aisha?
Yeah, I've heard about the disease one night while I was researching about the disorders faced by most teenage girls. Yeah, I've heard about it. It's an eating disorder, right?
Yes, it's an eating disorder in which the person starves themselves because the feelings of insecurity, it's a psychological disease. And when I go into the statistics, you know what I find? I find that 75% of people who have anorexia nervosa are teenage girls. I mean, can you imagine?
It's too much.
75. Exactly.
And it's young girls we're talking about.
It is shocking. I mean, is this the new normal we live in where because of society's expectations, girls starve themselves, and that's not all. They stop eating things that they like. They start making themselves throw up after every meal because they don't want their weight to go up, because they're afraid of being judged. I mean, and I think that's not all. There are so many other expectations that girls need to follow. They live in constant pressure of these expectations, and that causes them to become obsessed over some kind of things.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you, one of the most common judgments anyone can face here in the Maldives is body hair. Mostly girls face judgments of what seems really unfeminine. So one of my friends in school, while she was jumping to shoot a goal in handball, her t-shirt got up somehow, and then people saw the body hair on her stomach. So other popular girls from the other team started teasing her, calling her names and all. And then this went on for years. And then one day, a few days after the incident, she told me that she actually shaved the hair off, and that even if she got rid of the hair permanently, she would never ever pursue her career as a model in her life because she knows people will still make fun of her.
I mean, so here we can see a clear example of the consequences of such judgments. Just imagine that the young girl, your friend, gave up the career she wanted, that she dreamed of, because of bullying. This is how drastic the effects of such comments are. Like giving up your career, what you want to be, that's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it destroys their entire life.
It does. I mean, and I don't think it's just appearance, is it? And it's also more about finding a balance, because if girls become too good at it, then they are bullied by the same gender. I mean, come on, girls can be mean to girls. That's right? I mean, we've all had mean girls in our school. We all have mean girls, and if we're too good, then that causes jealousy and other feelings to arise. It becomes so hard for you to make friends with other people because they're jealous of you and they try to make you down because they want to be the best. It's like a competition.
Yeah.
And I think it's
not popularity.
Exactly, it's a race of popularity. And if we move off a bit from school and appearance, let's talk about family.
Yeah. So here in the Maldives, another common judgment faced by girls is what they want to be in the future. So here in the Maldives, family expect girls to be what the family expects them to be because, they believe that what they say is the best for their child, and that's true. But my point here is that does it really have to prevent the girl from being what she wants to be? Absolutely no. So one of my friends comes from a very popular musical family. She told me that she wanted to be a doctor in the future, but her parents don't want that because they want to care. They want generations of people interested in music, people who are popular in music, just like her sister, who competed in Maldivian Idol.
I mean, completely. That's really bad. I mean, there are so many barriers that girls face. I
I
mean,
know.
so many
So
expectations.
when she
Yeah,
told me that, I thought that did your mother even find a child to continue your generation of musical people, or did she find a child who, to make the person achieve what she wants to be what she wants to be, right? I mean, that's the point of everyone. Everyone should enjoy a life of what he wants to be, what he or she wants to be. I mean, you don't find
absolutely.
a child to actually, continue a generation of musical families or a family, people who specify in different jobs or something like that.
Completely agreeing with you there, Aishat. And I think all these barriers, expectations have a severe effect on the girl's mental health. I mean, has anyone ever thought about that? We talked about eating disorders, but we talked about the actual anxiety, the depression, the obsession that girls face. I mean, so many girls are obsessed over so many things that don't seem to be that are not actually important, but society makes it feel like it's a do or die situation. Have the perfect figure or die. It's like that. I mean,
Yeah.
completely. So girls become obsessed over things like their makeup and clothes and their figure and their weight. They take severe actions. They start to lose focus of what they actually want to be. I mean, imagine juggling all these expectations and then trying to do the basic schoolwork. That seems impossible, doesn't it?
I know it
And
affects so much. It affects, their studies, their career. It, lowers their self-esteem and so much more. We've talked about all of this.
yeah, we have. And sometimes things get so bad that girls need to feel the need to take a more severe step. I mean, do you know what I found when I looked up statistics for teenage girl suicide?
How are the statistics?
Well, the statistics were that teenage girl suicide has increased completely increased with such a high gradient in the past years. And in fact, teenage boy suicide has reduced.
Oh, really? I thought teenage voices had actually increased, but that's a shocking statistic. That's shocking.
Exactly. Can you imagine a girl who is even 12 and 13 feeling that she is not good enough and that she actually wants to end her life because of that? Because she actually feels that she doesn't deserve to exist?
It's horrible. I mean,
Like,
look at the consequences of societal judgment. Some girls end their lives. Some girls quit their careers. Some girls face low self-esteem, depression, and eating disorders. So much. And it's all because of one simple judgment.
exactly. So, I mean, to the audience who's watching there, if you ever going to comment on someone's clothes or comment on someone's face or just comment on someone in social media, just think twice about the consequences. Think twice about how deep your rock might go because it does affect girls. And you might not expect it. It might seem like a little thing to you, but it really, really causes a big hole completely. It affects their future, their lives.
So
So, I
many
mean,
ways.
what are some solutions then?
Solutions.
Yeah, in
So,
so many ways. So, what do you?
yeah, okay. So, some
Yeah, what are some
solutions, right?
solutions?
So, I want to tell you, all of the girls who are watching this, you are beautiful. Believe me, you are beautiful. I'm telling you, each and every girl in this world is beautiful. I'm not saying this as an opinion, it's a fact. You should realize that you're beautiful, even if you think you're not. You are beautiful. I mean, some people may criticize you, may throw judgments at you about this and that about you, ignore them. You should believe that you're perfect the way you are. That's the very first thing you should do. Think that you're pretty, you're good, you're enough, you're beautiful.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
I think
I
it's
also,
about perception. Oh, go on, Aisha,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So every single girl should, I think, expect judgments. They should expect judgments and they should know how to overcome them. I mean, you could face judgments from anywhere about anything about you. I mean, some people may compare you to an animal just because you have body hair. Some people may think you're so vain just because you have a diet or something. But I'll tell you what, just be yourself. Don't just, sit on the fence, just thinking whether to do what the society expects you to do or to do what you want. Do what you want to do because life is too short to, live up to others' expectations. Just be
Exactly.
yourself
I
for the
mean,
thick of things.
to add, to
Yeah, you can go
add
on
on to
too.
that, I think to add
Yeah,
on to that, I think it would be great that, I mean, life is too short to, you know, try to be a product of someone's expectations who doesn't actually know you. And if the person thinks that you're inadequate, or if he or she is criticizing you, then they don't actually understand you. And honestly, if people don't understand you, they don't know you, their opinion shouldn't affect you because they're strangers. They don't get you. And yeah, I think more than anything else, we need to love ourselves as girls, because yes, girls are biologically more sensitive, they're more insecure, but girls need to learn to love themselves unconditionally, because they say a mother's love can be unconditional. Why can't our love to ourselves be unconditional? Because peace isn't avoidance, peace isn't compromise, peace isn't um, deflection. Peace is understanding, peace is acceptance. So we need to make peace with ourselves. We need to understand ourselves. We need to accept ourselves, because it's a matter of perception. To someone you might be beautiful, to someone you might be not. The trick is to just omit the people who think that you're not beautiful, because, like Ashad said, every girl is beautiful. So
yeah,
love yourself unconditionally. I think that's the best thing any of us can do.
yeah. And if you're going
Yeah, I
through any
mean, in
kind of
fact,
mental issue or,
I think it's time to.
okay, okay, you can go on.
So, Aishad, what other solutions do you suggest?
Some other solutions. Okay, to everyone who's going through mental issues or disorders or suicidal thoughts just because the society judges you, I'll tell you. Talk about this to a person you trust. Don't hide what you have in your heart. Just let it all go. Talk about it. It's okay to talk about it. There's so many celebrities out there who actually talk about their mental issues, like Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and Demi Lovato, just to name a few. They talked about their mental issues and they're overcoming them. So the very first step you can actually take is talk about those issues that you face to anyone you trust. Right, Naisha?
Completely. Like I said, to people who actually know you and understand you, whatever you say to them will not put their opinion of you lower, or put you on a lower pedestal. No, that's not going to happen, because they understand you. And there are things that create pressure for girls, what we discussed, one of which is social media. If that is really, really bothering you, then I don't think it's something worth having, if I'm being honest, because social media creates a lot of expectations upon other things. So if that really bothers you, then I know people who have quit their social media, and that doesn't make you uncool or a coward. It makes you someone who loves themselves and who's doing something that is good for themselves. So it's completely okay to stop hanging out with certain people, or to stop having a social media account. That's completely all right. It's your choice. You're doing what you think is best for you, because you know yourself better than anyone else. Isn't that
Yeah,
right?
I know. Yeah, I mean, I find that there is no point of, impressing strangers. It's no point of impressing strangers. They don't really know you, like you said that, right? I mean, do what you want to do, as long as it's not bad, okay? Just do what you want. You have a life to live. You're free. You're free to do what you want to do. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead and do what you want. Just ignore the societal judgments and then lead a life of your own.
Yeah, I mean, I think one good thing about modern society is that we have a freedom of choice. No one can
Yeah,
force us to do anything. But what's sad is that sometimes we force ourselves to do certain things because of these expectations. Remember that you do have a choice. Like I said, a choice to quit things that you think that don't help you or make your condition worse. You have a choice. Use that choice to do what you want to do. And remember that no one can take that choice away from you. It's your right. So don't force yourself to make a fake personality of yourself that isn't even half of what you really are just because someone expects that of you. Honestly, really, expectations are barriers, and expectations should not be fulfilled if they have a negative effect on you. It's not your
yeah,
responsibility to fulfill these expectations.
yeah, I know.
So, correct. I mean, we owe nothing to people who have expectations from us. We owe no one anything. Really, it's our choice and it's our right to choose what we want to do. And we don't need to feel bad about any of our choices. It's completely okay. You made it because you know what's best for yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah.
it's okay to like something that your friends don't like. I mean, you could be the only one who likes K-pop among a group or a class of people who hate K-pop. I'll tell you what, okay, I was the only girl who loved K-pop among a group of classmates, okay? I was the only one, the only girl who loved K-pop. And I'm okay with it, you know. Even if they told me that they really hate K-pop and all, I said, you know what, I like K-pop and I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
It's not a crime to like or hate something that your friends feel the opposite.
yeah, I mean, linking back to the thing about choice, it's your choice. I mean, again, since Aisha initiated the topic of music, let me add something as well. So, I love Taylor Swift, okay? I love her
Yeah,
personality and I love her country kind of music. But apparently, she's outdated, okay? Because my friends told me that she's old, and I'm like, I like her country music. Deal with it. That doesn't make me
yeah,
uncool. And if it does, then honestly, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't care if that makes me uncool. It's something that gives me peace, and I will continue to do it. So, and I think we kind of missed that, but things like music and celebrities, all these things are also other expectations that you're supposed to like certain people, certain famous figures, or
yeah,
you're supposed to know them. I mean, have you ever faced that? Like you're supposed to know some people, and if you don't, then oh my God, who are you? Where are you from?
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
have you ever?
yeah, yeah. So I first heard about BTS when I was in grade five. So that's like 2018. So back then, to be very honest, I didn't know anything about K-pop, anything about BTS or anything. One of my friends asked me, okay, do you know this band called BTS? So, when she asked that, to be very honest, I was like, oh my God, what's BTS? And then trying not to show that I don't know BTS, I was like, I love BTS. And then she asked me, what's your favorite album? I said, the cool type. Because I didn't know anything about the group.
Yeah, I mean, so many people fake that they know something because they don't want to lose that kind of a friendship. I personally fake knowing a couple of people. I mean, we've all done that. We're all guilty of that. But it's your choice. You don't
Yeah,
know them, and if your friends expect you to know them, and if they say they won't be friends you if you don't know them, they're not your real friends. It's better to stay away
yeah,
than stay with.
yeah. Be with people who you feel happy being with, the people who don't pressurize you to do negative things. Yeah, I mean, that will lead you to a great path in life.
Yeah, I mean, people who are Yeah, I mean, people, if the person you like, or if the person you like being with, then if the person is friendly, and even though they're shunned by the society and called nerd or geek, if you enjoy that, then that's completely okay. Like, no one should force yourself to like or not like something. And I think we can go into a bit of academic at this point. Honestly, in a girl's life, the only thing that seems doable is academics.
Yeah.
Because we are far from achieving the perfect face, the perfect figure, the perfect social media profile and brief. So we're better off, trying to attempt how to do our schoolwork first. So
Yeah.
if you're too good in academic, though, beware. You're going to get words like nerd and geek and boring thrown your way. Isn't that right, Ashad?
Yeah, I mean, so many people. Okay, so in my class, I'll tell you something. I'm really up to parties. I always plan parties in class, like whether it's a birthday of a teacher or some classmate or anything. I'm really up for a party. So what happened was, it was last year. We were planning to create a Viber group of students who want to plan a party. So this one boy in class, he's really smart. He said he wants to join the Viber group. So I talked about it to the others who are in the group, and then one girl, white mate, who is really popular in school, she said that, I don't really think we should include him in the group because he's not much of any use. I mean, this doesn't only happen to boys, right? We're talking
Really?
about girls here. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to girls, but I think since society views girls as objects, something that can be customized according to their wishes. I mean, so many girls are sexually objectified. I think it's worse for girls when they're too much into academics, because then they're not liked by the other gender, because they're called boring and they're discriminated. And girls are mean to the other girls and calling them, stuck up or teachers' pets and spreading rumors about them.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what, something that I really don't want to happen in my life is being objectified. Oh my god, that's so scary.
It's not like supposed to be scary, but honestly, so many girls are scared and afraid of that, because what if it's something bad about them? So I mean, honestly, girls are humans. Like, you're not supposed to, did any of you notice how many times I and Aisha use the word perfect in our speech? Society sets
Perfect, perfect.
bars
Perfect,
like
yeah.
girl. Exactly, so much perfect this, perfect that, etc. There are so many, and girls believe that we all believe that there is actually a perfect thing. Like, there is a perfect face, there is a perfect body. There is nothing like a perfect face or a perfect body. We're humans, we're different, and there is nothing called perfect, which is why you are perfectly imperfect. That's the only thing that might seem perfect. I mean,
Yeah, words spoke
the
by
word perfect is an
Wayne
illusion. Perfect words are like perfect. The word is an illusion. There is nothing like that. So I don't think we should waste our time and energy trying to achieve something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Right?
True. I mean, it's like, pouring water to a bucket with no hole, with a hole.
Exactly. So I would like to share something I tell myself every day in the mirror. I tell myself, you're not perfect, because no one is. You're not extremely beautiful, because yes, there are people more beautiful than you, and and that's okay. You're not ridiculous looking, you're not horrible looking, your clothing style doesn't suck, because it doesn't. What you are is enough. You're enough for yourself and for people who actually understand you and know you, and that is more than enough for you to go forward.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, everyone should follow what you do.
I think many people do that already. Tell themselves that it's okay. It's absolutely okay to not be perfect. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. So we have come to the end of the episode 5 of the Girl Talk series. So the theme was societal barriers, and I hope all of you could relate to some of these issues because we picked some of the most relatable issues by girls. And I hope that some of our solutions helped you. And yeah, I think, do you have anything to say to end it, Aisha?
Yeah, before I end this, I'll tell you, love yourself. You're enough the way you are. So, like Vipasha Basu, just remember something that she says after her workouts: love yourself and stay safe.
Yes, love yourself unconditionally and tell yourself that you're not perfect because no one is. So, whatever you are, make peace with yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself unconditionally. Okay, so bye.
Bye.